in Gita chapter 18, verse number 62, the Lord Himself is saying that Arjun, you should take refuge in that Supreme God, by whose grace the supreme peace and eternal peace, that is, Satlok, will be attained. Who is this God? Where is He? What is He like? To unravel all these mystical secrets, must listen the nectar words of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, based on the holy scriptures of all religions.
Then he will go to hell and suffer his bad deeds till there will be many remaining. Then he will come on earth, where he will become a dog here on this earth. When he will exhaust all his earnings, his entire earnings will be used up there. Then he will be thrown on earth. He will become a dog and he will be infected with maggots in his heads. These 720 million that he had killed will take their revenge, and there will be no one to offer medication to him. This is how devil has oppressed. This is how he has blinded us. Now God says, 72 अक्षोनी अक्षय करी चुनक ऋषीश्वर एक, ये देहदारी मौत फिरे, ये सभी काल के भेक. These worshippers of Kaal Brhm, they too are destroyers like this. So the knowledge giver of Holy Gita tells here that all these wise souls are generous, but they are under my fallen refuge. What you attain after chanting Om is also fallen, because birth and death did not go away. You had to enjoy your deeds. There is nothing called peace. So pious souls, one ascetic, Naga, Giri, Puri, and these Vaishnavs, these are the 6 types, these Dasnamis.
सट दर्शन सट बेग, सट माने 6, सट बेग कहावें और बहुविध धुंधु धर्म चावें.
When one sees their worship, one will think they are deeply engrossed in it. Like what they do, once upon a time, in my village, a sage from Bhalegiri village belongs to Nath tradition and used to live in another village, but the villagers weren't aware. They did not know. They believe in whatever the sages say. So in the month of June, he did a penance for 41 days, sitting in the middle of the smoke. He lighted fire on 5 sides around him and must sit in the middle of the smoke for 3 hours. He used to sit from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then he used to take drugs sitting separately. He used to do a lot of drugs. He and his associates who looked loafers consumed drugs of 80,000, and at the same time he got a charity of 0.7 to 0.8 million. So what he used to do is that we got his movie made of what activity he was doing. He had very long hair and he used to wear just one nappy. On his whole body, he used to mix ash in a bucket full of water and used to apply it on his whole body completely. On his face, from here, on his whole back, on his feet. And fire was lighted on 5 sides, 5 different fires, and he used to sit in the middle. When those cow dung cakes started to burn in full force, then he used to go and sit in the middle. And his long hair, he used to tie it up and some other hair. So he dipped his hair in that bucket of ash in the water, immersed it completely, made it completely wet with that sludge and roll it up on his head and then sat down there. Now, fire from those cow dung cakes, after burning out, after that ash starts on its own, slowly and gradually it starts slowing down. After half an hour, ash starts forming on its own, and he has applied that wet ash all over. Applied it all over his body like a mud plaster. He has applied it all over himself. Now it does not allow the heat to enter inside, does not allow to enter, and when any part used to get heat up and starts to dry up, he would open his hair, that tail-like thing, and leave it hanging at the back, and whichever side he used to feel hot, he would shake his head and the ash at that place would become wet again, and those hairs, this is how he used to spend his 3 hours, and women and innocent people from village would start orbiting him so that he could attain salvation. He was destroying you. So what is said here? Shat darshan shat bhek kahave, bahuvid dhun dhun dhar machave. If we see, he's doing a wonderful job. In the month of June, it is difficult to stand outside in Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. While he's sitting out, people think that he's doing a really great job. That is, dhun dhun dhar machave, dhunda thare.
सट दर्शन सट बेक कहावे, बहुविध धुंधु धार मचावे। तीर्थ व्रत करें तरबीता, वेद पुराण पढ़त हैं गीता। 4 संप्रदा 52 द्वारे, जिन्हों नहीं निज नाम विचारे। और माला घाल हुए हैं मुक्ता, ये सटदल उआ बाई बकदा। आय हाय।
It is said that even after wearing 4 rosaries in your neck, you take the form of a sage. Will it be salvation? Or Shatdal Ua Bai Bakda? They are just talking nonsense. They don't have true spiritual knowledge. Or Ved Puran Padhat hai Gita? Nowhere it is written in Gita, these mantras that you chant, do this. This is not written anywhere in Gita or Ved. Or to do forceful yoga that you do. Then what is the benefit of reading them?
बैरागी सन्यासी छेवड़े तन पर छार लगावे हैं। ये 500 नार 2500 लड़के धुन धुन धार मचावे हैं।
Now it is said, these recluses and hermits tantrics, they apply ash on their whole body and renounce their home. They become a hermit and went. Now God says,
500 नार 2500 लड़के ये धुन धुन धार मचावे हैं। एक नारी त्याग दीनी 5 नारी गैलवे।
thinking that one woman will be a hindrance in your obeisance, you abandoned her and went to the jungle. But there are 5 women which go along with you at all times: lust, anger, endearment, greed, pride. Abandon these, son, then you will become a recluse. Your obstacles will not end by merely abandoning a woman. Now what is said? They abandoned home, went to the forest where one can stay hungry for a day. The second day will pass with much difficulty, but on the third day, they will have to come at the door of a family with a bowl and they ask, "Please give, O sister, please give, O sister." Now, God says that if you live in a forest, then there will be a hailstone, there will be cold, you will feel the heat as well, and then you will also make a hut. All these sages who abandoned their home to make arrangements, they again had to make arrangement to stay protected from heat and cold, made a cave, made some arrangement. When everything is readily available at home, simply observe your obeisance, make your children also do it, put them on the right path. This should be the main motive. God is responsible for 2 meals, He will make arrangements now. We have forgotten that He had provided us even in mother's womb. Now also, He will only give it. Virtuous souls, Shri Rishabh is the founder of Jainism religion. After giving everything to his children to attain God, according to his willfulness, whatever knowledge he had obtained from those sages, he chanted the mantra Om along with forceful yoga. He did penance for 1000 years. He observed a vow silence for 1 year. Now let me tell you his details. So the point of saying is that when Rishabh Dev started his obeisance, at that time, there was only Om mantra available then. These sages did not know about any other form of obeisance. So chanting Om along with forceful yoga, this is how Jainism began from this lovely soul. So Rishabh Dev Ji is believed to be the first Tirthankar and founder of Jainism. Now this servant wants to tell you that without true way of worship, even after doing obeisance, he was suffering. See here, Jain Sanskriti Kosh, Jain history, culture, art and archaeology. Where is this printed from? Jain Sanskriti Kosh, Jain History, Culture, Art and Archaeology, Part 1. Writer is Professor Bhag Chandra Jain Bhaskar and Sanmiti Prachya Shodh Sansthan Nagpur, Kala Evam Dharm Shodh Sansthan Varanasi. See its whole page. Now, this is the publisher of Jain Sanskriti Kosh, where writer is Professor Bhag Chandra Jain Bhaskar, publisher, both of them together. Now this, dedicated to in loving memory of respected father, late Shri Gorelal Ji Jain, and mother, Mrs. Tulsa Devi Jain, till here. Now see here on page 175, grandson of Vrishab Dev Ji, Marichi, Bharat's son, who has been believed to be the founder of Vedic religion in the Puranas. Vedic religion started from this Marichi. Now see very carefully, pious souls, you are now very intelligent children. You have even invented computers, so you can easily understand this. Grandson of Vrishab Dev Ji, that is Marichi, who was Bharat's son, has been believed to be the founder of Vedic religion in the Puranas. This Marichi became Mahavir Jain, that is Vardhaman, in the future. The same soul of Marichi, grandson of Vrishab Dev, became Mahavir Jain. See on page 176. Development and history of Jainism. Life events of Vrishab Dev Ji. Tirthankar Vrishab Dev Ji was the son of the last sage of Nabhiraj. His mother was Maru Devi. Ikshvakuvanshi Nabhiraj was a famous king of Ayodhya. On becoming young, Nabhiraj got Rishabh Dev married to Sunanda and Sumangala. He was married to both the wives. Sunanda gave birth to a glorious son Bahubali and a daughter Sundari. She had 2 children, and Sumangala gave birth to 99 sons including Bharat and a daughter Brahmi. This means Vrishab Dev had a total of 100 sons and 2 daughters. When the time arrived, Vrishab Dev handed over Ayodhya to Bharat, Takshala to Bahubali, and the remaining princes were handed over regions in accordance to their abilities, and he abandoned this world. That is, he did not die but became a recluse. He took initiation. This means he took initiation from a sage, got engrossed in obeisance. After getting associated with the Guru, while doing his obeisance, he remained without food for 1 year. He did not eat anything for whole year. Later, Bahubali's grandson, Shreyans Kumar, fed him sugarcane juice and broke his fast. For a continuous penance of 1,000 years, sage Vrishab Dev did 1,000 pairs of penance, and at last he only received knowledge. There are 4 benefits, and out of these he could only attain knowledge. He started giving initiation. Whom did he give first initiation to? He gave it to Bharat's son, Marichi. Oh, it means he gave initiation to his grandson Marichi, who in the future became Mahavir Jain. He did penance for 1,000 years, and after that he started giving initiation. And who did he give it first to? His own grandson, Marichi, that is Bharat's son, who in the future became the 24th Tirthankar Mahavir, whom we refer to as Mahavir Jain. Now let me show you what misfortune Mahavir Jain went through. Now this has been cleared that Marichi took initiation from Vrishab Dev, who was the first Tirthankar. and in the middle, how much difficulties he faced, and what became of that Mahavir Jain soul. Now see in this book is आओ जैन धर्म को जाने, धर्म मंच प्रश्नोत्तर, प्रवीण चंद जैन, M.A. शास्त्री. Writer of आओ जैन धर्म को जाने is Praveen Chand Jain, M.A. Shastri, Jambudweep, Hastinapur. Publisher Mrs. Sunita Jain, Jambudweep, Hastinapur, Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. Where is it printed from? Printers are Dhinendra Jain, New Rishabh, offset printers from Meerut. There is some misprint here. From this we shall begin from 293. आओ जैन धर्म को जाने, विशेष प्रकाशन. What are the other names of Lord Sri Mahavir? Answer. There are other 5 names: Veer, Ataveer, Sanmati, Mahavir and Vardhaman. Now let's move to page 294, and this is question number 3351. Where does the life story of Lord Mahavir begin? It began from a person named Pururva belonging to Bhil tribe. This means before becoming Marichi, he was a Bhil. Where was he prior to this? They did not know. Who was Pururva Bhil and what did he do? Answer. He was a king of Bhils from Pundarikini, a place in Pushkalavati country. He had taken a vow from sage Sagar Sen to not consume meat and alcohol, which he followed all his life. Question. Then where did the soul of Lord Mahavir go from the body of Pururva? Answer. First, he became a deity in Dharm heaven with the life equivalent to the lifespan of sea. After the first heaven, in which body did the soul of Lord Mahavir go? Now, before that, they started from here that he was a Bhil. After Bhil, he went to heaven. After that, he was born as an eldest son Marichi to Queen Anantmati and King Bharat. This is the same Marichi, grandson of Rishabdev, and he only becomes Mahavir Jain in the future. He became the son. From Marichi's body, Lord Mahavir's soul entered which body? Answer. He became a deity in greater heaven. Aha. Now see, after taking initiation from Rishabdev, from that great soul, he went to the heaven, because in earlier times Om mantra was given to be chanted, which led to the greater heaven. Whether you call it Brahmalok or heaven or greater heaven. After greater heaven, in which body did the soul of Lord Mahavir go? He was born as a son named Jatal to Kaal Brahman's dark wife in Ayodhya. Then he went to heaven. Then he was born as a son named Agni Seh to Agni Bhoot, Brahman's wife Gautam, in a village called Sutika. Then he again went to heaven. Then in Bharat region he was born as Agni Mitra. Then he went to Mahendra heaven. Let us come to the point on page 295. He was born as a son Bhardwaj to Shalkai Brahman's wife in Mandir Nagar. The sage became Bhardwaj as the son, and then from Bhardwaj's body, where did Lord Mahavir's soul go? He became a deity in Mahendra heaven, and in that great heaven in Brahmalok. Then from Mahendra heaven, where did Lord Mahavir's soul go? He became a hellish being with an age equivalent to the age of the sea, Nigod. After Nigod, where did Lord Mahavir's soul go? Oi hoi. It entered many physical bodies. How did the soul enter many physical life forms? 1,000 times it became acacia tree, and 80,000 times took the body of seashell, 20,000 times took the body of a neem tree, 90,000 times he took the body of banana tree, he became a banana tree, 3,000 times he took the body of sandalwood, 50 million times he took the body of canner tree, 60,000 times a prostitute, 50 million times he took the body of a hunter, and 200 million times an elephant, 600 million times a donkey. Oh my God. 300 million times a dog, 600 million times the body of an impotent, 200 million times he took the body of a woman, 9 million times he took the body of a washer, 80 million times the body of a horse, 200 million times the body of a cat, 6 million times he died due to miscarriage. Oi hoy, died in the mother's womb, and 8 million times he took the body of a deity. Oi hoy. He became a deity only for 8 million times and became a donkey, became a dog 300 million times. It is more than enough to become a dog once, become a deity is useless. It is more than enough to become a dog once. Get infected by worms in the head, may suffer from itching. The leg may break, do not know where it may lie down. 600 million times as a donkey. What happened after that? After attaining the above-mentioned physical bodies, Lord Mahavir attained which body? He became a Brahman named Sthavar in Rajgrahanagar. Then he went to Mahendra heaven. Then he was at Vishwanandi to King Vishwabhuti and Jaini queen in Rajgraha. Then became a deity in Mahashukra heaven, became a Narayan named Tripusht. Then he went to 7th hell. This was still left to be attained, this also clear now. Then he went to the 7th hell, oi hoy. Now we read this on page 295. Now on 296. Then what did he become after that? He became a lion on Singhgiri mountain, then again went to 1st hell. Aha. Then where did he go? He became a lion on peak of Himvan mountain. He addressed from there. Then he became a deity named Singh Ketu in Dharm heaven. Happened here and now next. Became a deity in 7th heaven. Now let us come here. He became a god in Mahashuku heaven. From Mahashuku heaven, where did Lord Mahavir's soul go? He became Chakravarti named Priyamitra, son of King Sumitra and Queen Manorama in Pundarikini Nagari from Pushpakalavati country, which is the eastern section of Dhatki. He became a deity in Sahasrar heaven. What happened next? Now let us come here. He became a son named Nand to King Vardhaman and Queen Veedmati in Nandi in Chhatarpur from Jambudvip. The soul of Nand went in which body? Became a god in Pushpottar plain, thereafter became the 24th Tirthankar Lord Mahavir. Oh, this is the question, and in their books this servant is mere reading. How many Pakhand Mat did Lord Mahavir started? He started 363 Pakhand Mat. By souls, this is a teacher's work to understand the holy books himself. Does his homework, experience it, does obeisance, God motivates from within, then God gives true spiritual knowledge from within. Now see what its result is. That Rishabdev took initiation from a sage, from some sage, and after that he did obeisance. And from Rishabdev Ji, then Rishabdev Ji did obeisance. After that he finished his obeisance. Then immediately he made Marichi his first disciple, who in the future became 24th Tirthankar. So what misfortune the soul who was doing obeisance according to Ved while chanting Om he faced. He became a deity 8 million times, and the rest of the history you have seen. He endured countless sufferings. 600 million times a donkey, 300 million times a dog, 200 million times a cat. Oh my God. By souls, one feels scared to death. We are going through so many troubles and still we aren't opening our eyes. We are not identifying true knowledge. We are unable to identify Supreme God. Now, what will happen? The soul of Marichi will face misfortune and soul of Marichi will keep facing misfortune. In the future, this soul of Marichi became Mahavir Jain in the future only. It is written in the life history of Mahavir Jain that he did not make any guru. And just like that, based on doing obeisance, he left home and lived naked. He kept on doing obeisance on his own. After performing forceful yoga for a few days, he started preaching his own thoughts to the world. Now in the present, the way of worship followed in Jainism, the whole of Jainism is based on 363 Pakhand Mat started by him. Pakhand means nonsense. On those, the whole of Jain religion is based. Now let me show you what misfortune Rishabh Ji faced. See this? Shrimad Bhagwat Sudha Sagar, published by Gita Press, Gorakhpur, written by Lord Vedvyas Shrimad Bhagwat, simple Hindi interpretation of 12 skands along with verses. Shuk Sagar, published by Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Publisher and printer Gita Press, Gorakhpur, Govind Bhavan Karyalay, Kolkata ka Sansthan. These are their facts and phone numbers. See here on page 281. See here on page 280. God Rishabh was the jewel of all the ombudsmen like Indra, still like the great men. He kept his divinity, a secret from sages, with respect to attributes, language and behavior by adopting various forms. During his last days, he tried to teach the sages the method of giving up their physical bodies. By seeing God as inseparable entity, situated in his conscious and similar form, freeing up from subsequent lust, freeing up from pride of this soul, took retirement. In this way, after getting free from pride of his soul, Lord Rishabh's physical body kept roaming this earth depending on pride and desire illusion of Yog Maya. He went to Dev, Vashkonk, Venk and southern etc. countries of Kotak, Karnataka and kept a small piece of rock in his mouth. Rishabh Ji had kept a small stone in his mouth and hair were messed up like a lunatic in Digambar, that is completely naked, started wandering in Kutka Chalke forest. At that time, thunderstorm occurred and friction took place in bamboo forest, giving rise to a fierce fire, that is fire occurred in the forest. And it engulfed the whole forest along with Rishabh Ji in its red flame and razed it completely. Here Rishabh Ji was burned to death by fire in the forest of Davanal. He was wandering there naked with a stone in his mouth. Do ponder, are these the traits of a sage? You think on your own, pious souls. So pious souls, there are two kinds of knowledge in Gita Ji. One comes from Ved, while the other one is the thought of Kaal that he has imposed on us. He says at various places according to me, in my opinion, and where he has not said that this is my opinion, that is the knowledge of Ved. In Shrimad Bhagwat Gita, in its chapter number 3 and in Shrimad Bhagwat Gita verse 8, it starts from here. Here is its translation. You do deeds as per the holy scriptures. That is, you follow whatever way of worship is mentioned in the holy books. Because instead of not doing anything, doing something, that means instead of sitting at one place and undertaking forceful yoga, doing something is greater. If you do not work, then how will you survive and keep your body healthy? How will you sustain if you sit at one place? Now, pious souls, the verse 8 of the 3rd chapter that you just saw from Bhagavad Gita, this is the knowledge from Ved because it matches with chapter number 40, mantra 15 from Yajurved. Now in the verse 16 of 6th chapter, this is also said, Arjun, this practice is proven neither of the one who eats a lot nor of the one who doesn't eat. Eating a lot means you fill your stomach completely and then one stretches out and becomes difficult to undertake obeisance. On the other hand, eating nothing means observing a fast. Keeping fast has been forbidden by Gita Ji. And these people who make us observe fast for Ekadashi, neither who sleeps a lot nor who stays awake a lot. This means that devil has told about these to Brahma Ji. He has given him his knowledge of his level to do it this way, and you will attain the peace you are supposed to with this. And Brahma Ji is unaware about that peace one goes to the greater heaven and from there again in the cycle of birth and death, just like say Chunak is going through. So this belongs to the 6th chapter. Now you have read this from 10 to 15. read till 16. In the 16th, this concept also becomes clear that fasting is futile. However, these people tell observing Ekadashi's fast is very important. This is all folklore and they have no knowledge of Vedas and scriptures. According to Gita chapter number 16, verse number 23, now we come on the same incident. He says in Gita chapter 3 verse 8 that if you sit at one place, so this is knowledge from Ved. And if you do not undertake any work, then how will you sustain? This is correct. From here in chapter 6, verse 10 to 15, he has informed that if all activities are done, then one will attain the peace that I can give, you all will know. One will attain Brahmalok. Now in verse 13, let us read Sanskrit because this is Devanagari script. Om iti ek ashram. Like in Shiv Puran you read, Kaal had said that Om is one word in mine. All together with all these. Om iti ek ashram. Brahma vyaharan mam anusamran. Ya parayati tem deham sayati paramam gatim. I am Brahm. Mam Brahm. I am Brahm. And this is one word Om belongs to me, nothing else. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Radhe Shyam, Sita Ram. Just show these in Gita Ji, simply fooling the world. Ya prayati tem deham, the ones who chants while dying. Sayati paramam gatim, this means the peace one should get from Om, that Brahmalok, and those creatures who attain Brahmalok also come back. See here, this is verse 16 of chapter 8. O Arjun, until Brahmalok everyone is in cycle of birth and death, that is Punravarti. See here, what does Punravarti mean? After attaining of which one must come back to this world. This means not attaining complete salvation. Even after attaining me, son of Kunti, they are born again. That means creature that go till Brahmalok also come back. They did not know what he had said. This was supposed to be written. Let us return to our scenario. That is Gita Ji chapter 7 and verse number 18. The knowledge giver of Gita calls his worship, being devout for him, the benefit ones derive from Om mantra, the beatitude from him as atrocious, because the cycle of birth and death neither ends from the devotee nor him. Now we will go on the same scenario, that neither it is mentioned anywhere in Veda regarding observance for 2.5 hours in morning and evening, nor does it show up in the voice of great sages who have attained true Almighty. Who are those? Respected Dharamdas Sahib Ji, respected Malukdas Sahib Ji, respected Nanak Sahib Ji, respected Dadu Sahib Ji, respected Garibdas Sahib Ji from village Chodani, district Jhajjar, Haryana, respected Ghisa Das Sahib Ji from village Khekda, district Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. All these were working and had a family and children. Whatever field they were in, they did their obeisance while working, and they went away while telling about this rule to the whole wide world, to everyone. Now we come on the same scenario, verse number 18 of 7th chapter of Giver of Gita's knowledge. He states that those who worship him, that those who follow him, they remain in his atrocious beatitude. They remain here and they do not attain salvation. So the point is that they do forceful yoga. It's not in the holy book. The mantra 15 from 40th chapter of Yajurved says, Om Kartu Samar, Kilve Samar and Kirtam Samar. Keep on chanting the mantra Om while working with special attraction, and do it as your human life's first duty, original duty. It doesn't say to do forceful yoga by sitting at one place. It is not like that. If you are sitting, then do it while sitting. No work to do, no problem. Do it while you lie down, do it while walking or while sitting. Like it is said in Sukshma Ved, Naam uthat, naam baithat. Naam sovat jagve, naam khate, naam pite, naam seti lagve. So in this way, this practice is of kind in accordance to the Ved, that is, holy scriptures. It is an easy way of worship, simple way of worshipping. And these people made it so difficult because of their ignorance about forceful yoga. Someone does penance while standing on head with the feet up, some observing fast, Some go to mountains to find God, and few chant some other mantra like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Radhe Sham, Sham Milade, etc. Are they mentioned in Gita? So what is written in Gita Ji's correct practice of worshipping? Leaving that whichever way of worship or mantra we follow, it is doing as per your own willfulness. It is all useless. In Gita chapter number 16, verse number 23, it is said, Arjun, those who oppose injunctions of holy scriptures, they neither attain salvation, nor any powers, or nor any happiness. Means useless. So pious souls, leaving the worship of Supreme God, if we worship other deities or goddesses or other lord, it will not lead you to attain salvation like you want. These ways of worships cannot put an end to this long disease of birth and death and the bad deeds. Only Supreme God can free us from it, else you have the life histories of our lords whom we used to believe as supreme gods, like Shri Vishnu's avatars, Shri Ram Chandra Ji, Shri Krishna Ji. This servant has told many times in spiritual discourse they too could not get rid of their karmas and had to endure sufferings arising from those. We used to believe that Lord Ram Chandra Ji, he is the true God, he is the Almighty, he is the Supreme God. He has all the powers and he will get rid us of the sufferings, that is Vishnu Ji's avatars, Ram Ji or Krishna Ji. We used to think these lords will put an end to our sufferings and they are all powerful. Now we have to understand the meaning of Ram, we will understand the definition of Ram, and from there we will have to choose which Ram we have to follow and go to. Now when these devout people ask a question to these acharyas, to these gurus, to these mandaleshwars, that whether Shri Krishna, Shri Vishnu Ji can get us rid of our bad deeds, whether the curse they give to one another which falls under teen tap or 3 fevers, can they destroy those 3 fevers of ours? So they say that yes, Lord Shri Krishna, that is Vishnu Ji's incarnation, destroys our 3 fevers. And for reference they state that in Bhagwat chapter 18 verse 66 it is said, Sarva dharmam paritaj mam ekam sharanam vraj, em tva sarva pabhyo mokshami ma sach. First, they don't know that the knowledge of Gita is not delivered by Krishna Ji but is given by Brahma, by entering the physical body of Shri Krishna. And Vraj does not mean to come, it means to go. Now the knowledge giver of Gita is Kshar Purush or Brahm. He is asking to take refuge of Supreme God. He says Ekam. Ekam means no one else. Advitya. Go in his refuge, and by going his refuge you give obeisance you had done for me. And the Brahm says that I will not let you suffer in forms of dogs, donkey or pigs. I will clear you from my debt. So here, by souls, the point to be thought about is Shri Krishna and Shri Ram Ji and Shri Vishnu Ji. They could not get themselves freed from their own bad deeds, and the punishment of those deeds, how can they free up you? Just like Narad Ji had cursed Vishnu Ji, and this is why he cursed him, because Narad Ji felt like he should get married, and he saw that a king has arranged for a swamvar, and that at the time the girls were free to select a husband of her liking, and the kings used to come and sit for the same. Narad Ji thought of getting married, but then he thought that who will marry me? I don't look attractive. I have this huge ponytail on my head, and I'm not even good looking. So he thought that for some time he will borrow Lord Vishnu's form. In a lonely place, he remembered Vishnu Ji, made a call to him, and then he appeared. Narad Ji said, Lord, I want to get married. and I am asking for something from first time, so please don't say no. I want your Hari form, Meaning, please give me your beautiful form. So Vishnu Ji said, Tathastu. Now Narad Ji got the face of a monkey. Hari also means a monkey. Now Narad Ji thought that in this meeting no one will be as beautiful as you, so he went there and took a seat properly. Now that girl came with a garland, and she saw a bear is sitting in front of her, so she took a step behind and moved forward. Narad Ji thought that the girl did not see me, so he got up and went and took a seat on another one which was empty. Now when the girl went away from there too, he questioned to the one sitting next to him. He said, "Is she blind?" The person gave him a mirror and said, "See your face first, we are feeling scared seeing you." Then he saw the mirror, that is, he saw his face. Narad Ji started abusing Lord Vishnu without counting it, and then at that time Vishnu Ji appeared there, and that girl put the garland in Vishnu Ji's neck. Then Narad Ji told Vishnu Ji that you are truly deceitful, just like I am crying today in the absence of a woman. You too will cry for the absence of your wife, and you too will never be able to unite together. Because of that curse, Sri Vishnu Ji took birth as Shri Ram Ji in King Dashrath's home in Ayodhya. Upon attaining youth, he got married to Sita Ji. Immediately after marriage, he was exiled. After a few years of exile, Sita Ji was abducted and he had to fight a war with Ravan. After the war, he brought Sita Ji home, and due to the taunt of a washerman, Sita Ji was shown the door. Throughout their lives, Shri Ram and Sita Ji could not unite. Pious souls, even if Shri Ram Chandra Ji was king of Ayodhya, but if an individual's wife is somewhere else, kids are elsewhere, that individual can never be happy even in his dreams. And during his last days, when he came to know about his sons, Luv and Kush, they were too hating him at that time. They did not like speaking to him. And Sita Ji too went in the earth. She didn't even see him. Now, pious souls, we used to think that they are our supreme gods. Our eyes of knowledge were completely closed when, after the war, he wanted to bring Sita Ji home. Shri Ram Chandra Ji said, "Before taking you home, I will take your exam. If you pass the exam, then only I will believe that you are pure. And you never had any physical intimacy with Ravan. And if you fail in the exam, then you will be dead." What exam did Ram Chandra Ji take? He made Sita Ji sit on the pyre and put it on fire and thought, if she will be pure, then she will remain alive, and if she is impure, then she will be burnt to death and I will get rid of her. So Sita Ji did not burn to death and she remained alive. After coming from there, a washerman, while beating his wife, she had spent 2 days at some of her friends' place as she was pestered by him. So when she returned, he was beating her in the night and was saying that I am not King Dashrath's son, Ramchandra, who is keeping Sita Ji even after she stayed with Ravan for the whole of 12 years. During that time, kings used to be especially judicial. They used to roam in their kingdoms in different form to find out if anyone is unhappy. So Ramji listened very carefully as to how his name was being taken. He repeated this for 2-3 times. On this, he thought that people have started criticizing me for bringing Sita home. The next day he asked Sita to leave his home, stating that he cannot hear world satire. And you leave, I cannot keep you here, you live with Ravan. How unfortunate we were that these were our gods. pregnant wife and she was made to leave all alone in the morning. One becomes grief-struck. Try removing a man, she was still a woman. Where would she go in the forest? It is said that every tree was the enemy of woman then. And these were our gods, and this was their character? We used to call him Maryada Purushottam. What kind of dignity was it? Removing a pregnant wife from the home, whether she lives or dies, what kind of nature that individual would have had? Now the point of saying this is, pious souls, when Shri Ram Chandra Ji came to know about this, he left an Ashwamedh horse and Luv Kush had caught it and left Ram Chandra Ji bewildered. When Sita Ji came to know, she did not even see him, thinking, I don't want to see him, and she went inside the earth. And Shri Ram Chandra Ji, after coming back, he immersed himself in the river Saryu as he was grieving. They left their physical body. After that, he was born in the form of Shri Krishna Ji. And during the war with Ravan, Shri Ram Chandra Ji had killed Bali, Sugriva's brother, from behind a tree, that is, by deceiving. So even that had to be repaid in form of Shri Krishna. The same soul of Vishnu Ji became Shri Krishna, and the soul of Bali, this means soul of Ram was born as Shri Krishna in Dwapar, and the soul of Bali became a hunter.
आइए अब हम उन श्रद्धालुओं के अनुभव जानते हैं जो जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी से दीक्षा प्राप्त कर चुके हैं तथा उनके द्वारा बताए गए भक्ति मार्ग पर चल रहे हैं।
हेलो सर।
हेलो सर।
सर, व्हाट इज योर नेम?
गजेंद्र देहरी।
गजेंद्र जी, वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम?
आई एम फ्रॉम झारसुगुड़ा डिस्ट्रिक्ट, लखनपुर बिलखा छातीपाली विलेज from Orissa.
When did you take initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj?
I took initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj in the month of June 2020.
What devotional practice did you used to do before taking initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj?
Before taking initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, I had worshipped all the gurus, as many as there are in Odisha, like Brahma Kumaris, Om Sai Shanti, Jai Gurudev Alek, Mahima, Sadguru, Krishna Guru. I was doing devotion of all. And since childhood, I was suffering from an incurable disease. The doctor had told me that I have an incurable disease. So since then, I had started performing devotion from childhood. Doctor from Gupta Nursing Home, nearest the biggest hospital in Barla town, Odisha, has told me that I am suffering from liver cirrhosis, and when my family members brought me home from there, since then I had started performing devotion that I should go to the shelter of God, get my welfare done, should do devotion, get salvation and be liberated from this world. After while doing this devotion, I was not getting any relief. Wherever I go, whomever I acquire as a guru, I do not get any relief. In the end, I thought that I should eat poison and die because I did not want to live life, because I was feeling disgusted. My body was deteriorating slowly and I had no hope of living. Even the desire of living was not lighting up. Then in the last, there is a Sadguru in Odisha and Budar in Chhattisgarh. I acquired him as a guru and has been doing bhajan kirtan. I also did bhajan kirtan for 8 to 10 years there, but I could not get anything. In the last, I started eating meat, fish, eggs. I used to eat meat, fish, some beetle pudding, and from that day when I used to eat all of this, I got gallbladder stones. I got jaundice and sciatica happened. Since then, I showed the doctor. The doctor said the operation will be done of liver. There is no other treatment. It will have to be operated only. After that, I got TB also. The doctor said there are many problems, so I thought that nothing is going to happen to me. The doctor has also refused treatment and told me to have an operation. I was already very weak, so I thought if I got the operation done, then I would die. So in this way, I used to discuss about worship with many people, like what kind of devotion should I do so that I can get something. Whom should I make guru? There was no evidence of any guru, any scripture. The guru I used to make and chant hymns according to them. There was evidence of all these in Gita, Vedas, Shastras, Bible and Quran Sharif. I am Hindu. I have done devotion to all four religions, Hindu, Muslim and Sikh and Christian. I have gone to all four religions and experienced all devotion and got no relief by doing all devotion. At last my maternal uncle gave me the Gyan Ganga book, and after reading the same Gyan Ganga book I kept it for 7 years. When this stone happened to me and I got jaundice, then I searched again about the same Gyan Ganga and I read it again and got proof that all of us are performing devotion against the scriptures. There is no evidence about those worship that I was performing in the Vedas, in 18 scriptures, in the Bible and in the Quran. There is no proof of anyone in the Guru Granth that they are a complete Guru. I used to worship Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh from childhood. I was sure from childhood that they are perishable and they are not imperishable because they are born and die. So I was searching for that imperishable God, and who will be that Guru who can give me complete path to attain the same imperishable God. I have acquired as many Gurus as there are in India, as Madhu Paramhans from J&K, Dhan Dhan Sadguru, Sacha Sauda, Prakash Muni in Orissa, Brahma Kumari, Gayatri Dharma, Sai Baba in Bangalore. I went to all in order to get cure of my incurable disease, but there was no relief, and in the last my maternal uncle gave me the Gyan Ganga book. I read it again. There was all the evidence in it. Like there is evidence in the Gita, the narrator of Holy Gita is saying, Arjuna, you go to the shelter of a Tattvadarshi saint. That is a true Guru or complete Guru, and that complete Guru will make you attain God. I have already read it but kept Gyan Ganga book aside. When I started having problems and got stone disease and gallbladder, only then I opened the same Gyan Ganga book again and read it again, and before taking initiation first, I inspected Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, whose incarnation is he. All his disciples are saying and giving proof that he is a complete Guru. He is God, and by taking refuge in him, all diseases, troubles are removed. There is happiness, there is peace, there is salvation, attainment of Satlok. I had studied BA. I only had knowledge of the alphabet, so I first started to observe that what kind of Guru is Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj and whose incarnation he is, and who is the Supreme God, and did a complete investigation. Then I saw the proof in all the Vedas and scriptures. In Shrimad Bhagwat Gita, chapter 4, verse 34, it is written that Arjun, you should easily and sincerely take refuge in that Tattvadarshi saint. He will give you a Tatya Gyan, a true spiritual knowledge, and after getting the same spiritual knowledge, you should find that supreme abode, where after going, the speaker does not have to come back to the world. That's why I've also ordered 2 types of Gita to match the evidence which was there in Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj's Gyan Ganga. I checked all the evidence given in Gyan Ganga from 18 Puranas, 4 Vedas, 6 scriptures, Bible, Quran, Guru Granth with the holy scriptures. I checked with other scriptures of neighbors and all other people of village which I didn't have brought, and all the verses that were written in Gyan Ganga were matched exactly. All turned out to be correct, and I thought that Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj is incarnation of the imperishable complete God Kabir Sahib. Because it is written in the Bible and in Quran Sharif that Allah is Kabir, and it is written in Guru Granth Sahib that Guru Nanak is telling that Kabir is God. And in Shrimad Bhagwat Gita chapter 18, the name of Kabir Sahib is also mentioned, and Bhagwat Gita chapter 7 verse 9 has also some indication. I checked all the proofs, then I decided that this is the Guru and Kabir Sahib is the only God, and Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj is the incarnation of Supreme God Kabir Sahib. Then I decided to take the initiation. When I saw the satsang on my mobile, the number which used to come in the yellow band had Haryana Ashram's number form, where they asked me that there is an initiation center in Sambalpur from Odisha, in Bhubaneswar and in Kalahandi. Which one is nearby you? We will give the same number. I said Sambalpur Initiation Center is nearest. I took initiation from Sant Rampal Ji from online through mobile from Sambalpur Initiation 9th on 20th June 2020.
Sir, as you told that you had a disease called sickle cirrhosis, had jaundice, had liver cancer. The doctor had told you that you are a guest for a few days. When you took initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, did you get rid of these diseases?
I'm slowly getting relief from all the diseases that I had. Now I'm healthy and all the disease has started to go away. Now I'm doing devotion and I've got relief from all the diseases I had. In cirrhosis, I used to have tramadol, Dynapar and Panadol. It used to feel good for as long as its effect was gone. Then it did not feel good. Then I used to walk like this. And when I came under the shelter of Bandi Chhod Sadguru, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. Since then, I started getting relief and I left medicine. I left all the medicine and now I am healthy. I am worshipping God. The financial condition of our house used to be very poor. There used to be conflict in the house. Due to the mercy of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, the discord in the house is reduced and the financial situation has also changed. Now, everything is fine with the mercy of God.
Sir, what is your qualification?
I have completed my BA by the mercy of God and now I have taken admission for MBA in the same Utkal University in Odisha. Now studies are going on and devotion is also going on.
Sir, you are an educated person. You told that you took online initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. You had many diseases. You told that you made almost all the religious leaders. You went to Jagannath temple. You went all the deities everywhere. But you did not get well. You took online initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj and you got cured. How was all this possible?
The initiation and mantra given by Bandi Chhod Satguru Rampal Ji Maharaj is the same that is mentioned in Shrimad Bhagwat Gita chapter 17 verse 23, which is Om Tat Sat. Our Guruji gives initiation in 3 stages, which is also mentioned in Vedas. Then when we do the scriptural devotion, when I did scripture based devotion, I started getting benefits. Health started changing, and this is the certified knowledge and certified way devotion that we got from Bandi Chhod Sadguru Rampal Ji.
Sir, as you told that you were very ill. You had such an incurable diseases, which was not to be cured. You saw the interviews of the disciples of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj that they were cured. Then you thought that you can also be fine today. You yourself are coming in TV and you are an example. So what would you like to say to the people who are watching you on TV if they are sad and upset?
Those who are as troubled as I was in search of God, who was in search of a Sadguru, who can tell scriptural devotion, who is a complete God, while searching, today, by the mercy of God, I have made complete Guru as well. I have attained that God too, whatever disease was there, with the mercy of God, I got all cured. Now I am doing devotion, my studies also going on, and I pray to all those who are Indians in this world. I pray to all who live here in Odisha or in any city of India or in any country of the world. I am praying to my brothers and sisters and parents that Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj gives devotion according to the scriptures and he is a Tattvadarshi saint. In Shrimad Bhagwat Gita chapter 4 verse 34, Adhyay 434, there is description about Tattvadarshi saint and Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj is that Tattvadarshi saint, and whoever takes initiation from him and do scriptural devotion will get salvation and he will get health. This is the proof in the Vedas.
Sir, how can one take initiation from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj?
There are many TV channels in our India country in which the satsangs of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj Ji come. A yellow strip used to run below, in which the number of ashrams is there. If one calls the same number, they will get information about the nearest initiation center in their districts of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj Ashram, and from there one can get initiation.
Thanks, sir.
Hello, sir.
You were listening to the auspicious discourses of Jagadguru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. For more details, visit our website www.jagadgururampalji.org. With the blessings of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, there are more than 500 Nam Diksha centers all over the world where free online initiation is being given. To know about your nearest Nam Diksha center, please contact 8222 880